We're now going to practice calculating percentages. Calculating percentages. For example, someone comes up to you in the street and asks, what is 23% of 5,682? What you can do with your knowledge of percentage and decimal conversion, and if you're not sure, there's another video on that, you know that 23% equals 0.23 as a decimal. In other words, what you can do with, if you had a calculator, if you didn't have a calculator, the method would be a lot longer. You'd find 10%, you'd find 1%, you get 3 lots of 1%, 2 lots of 10%, and add it all together. But with a calculator, you can just do 5682 times by 0.23, and you'll get 23% is 1,306 and 86 pence. 1,306 and 86 pence. If we're dealing in pounds. Whoops, pounds. Let's get my currency right. Let's do another quick example. Let's say something costs £425 plus 20% VAT. 20% VAT. What you do for that is, without a calculator, it's not that difficult either. You could do 10% is 42.5 and double it to get your 20% and then add it on. If you did have a calculator, you can do a similar thing. 425 times by 0.20, because remember 20% is 0.20. 2% would be 0.02, but 20% is 0.20, so that's £85. And then don't forget to add it on to the original, because VAT is value added tax that goes on top of the normal price. The price would be £510. Let's do a final hard one. How about we have 3,140 people in a building. Let's say that 6% work on the top floor. Let's change our colour. 6% work on the top floor, and let's say that 24.2% work on the bottom floor. You need to work out how many people work on all the other floors. So 6% work on the top floor, 24.2% work on the bottom floor. So how many people work in all the other floors? There's two main ways of doing this. You could find out what percentage work on the other floors by doing 100 minus 6 minus 24.2, and then work out that percentage of 3,140, or you could get each percentage in turn and then add it up. 3,140, what would I times it by to get 6%? It's not 0.6, it would be 0.06, which is 188.4. Now, because we're dealing with people, not with some abstract continuous number, you'd have to say that's 188 people, roughly. So 188 people, doing red, 188 people work on the top floor. And how are we going to work out 24.2%? We would do 3,140 times by 0.242, and that is 759.88, which roughly is 760 people, because you can't have 0.8 of a person. So that's 760 people work on the bottom floor. And before we finish, I know that some people like the method of dividing by 100 and then timesing by the number. That method also works. If you're confident and familiar with that method, don't feel you have to change this to this method. This is just a way that you can do your calculations in one quick go. But feel free to stick with your method if you use it perfectly. Let's do 760 people on the bottom floor plus 188 people on the top floor. So far we have 948, and a lot of people would rush and write that as the answer. But remember, the question is how many people work on all the other floors. So we'd actually do 3,140 minus the amount of people that worked on those top and bottom floors. And that would give us all those people who work in the middle floors, which would be 2,192. And that's how you calculate with percentages.